Hello and welcome to another training video. Now today we're going to be taking a look at a problem that was posed to me today, and this involves Excel and Power Query again, and more specifically it involves working with the data model and doing a little bit of DAX. What we're after is a running total within a column, and there is no way of doing this directly within either Power Query or DAX, so we need to have a roundabout solution to get there. And this has got the added complication of having different materials, and what we need is the running total for how many we've used so far for that particular material. So it's an extra criteria on which to put the filter for the sum of the running total. This could be done fairly easily in Excel, simply by using a dynamic expanding range here and then a sum ifs. To get if it matches that, then give me the sum of the expanding range. So that would be the way of doing it, but that does also rely upon this column here being sorted correctly in ascending order. The solution I'm going to give you here doesn't require that column to be sorted or any sorting here at all, and it's quite an elegant solution. So let's have a look at what we get. So this is what we're aiming for at the end. We're aiming for a list of all the unique materials or part numbers and the week in which they go out of stock. So on our source tables we have our week number and the usage of that particular part during that particular week, and then over here we have our current stock levels, which show us the individual parts. I've only got two part numbers here, and our current stocks of those parts. Now bear in mind also that this may be made more complex by having this dynamic with extra parts coming in on a certain date, and that will affect things down here. So at the moment we're not going to look at that. This is just a simple, that's my current stock. So how do we actually do this? Well, we did this by creating a couple of queries first of all. So the two queries just simply pointed to these individual tables. Now the reason that this is being done actually using Power Query and the data model is that in reality this demand query is not going to be simply pointing to a table in Excel. It's actually going to be pointing to a folder full of files, and the combined number of rows in those files exceeds 1 million, and therefore we can't put it in as a table in Excel, and that's why we're doing it in Power Query and DAX. So we've got these individual queries, and the first thing that I did was I actually flattened them by merging. And the reason I did that is just for simplicity, and it doesn't have to be done in this way. But what I did was I brought the stock quantity into my demand. So this is showing me the column for the current stock of the item in that particular row, but they're all the same value, irrespective of what we get over here. You'll notice also I end up with a total row at the bottom there. I can simply take that out by unchecking total. And the reason that had come through is because back in Excel, after making the query, what I had done was I'd added a total row at the bottom of this table. And that was simply to demonstrate that for each of these items, if I select and filter just that item there, I can see that my running total would be 11 over all time, and therefore if my actual stock is 10, clearly that is going to run out at some point. And the same for the other one, item 25, I have 18 required, I only have 12 available, therefore it will run out of stock at some point. And I just did that so that I could check that when I go back to my pivot table, I'm actually going to get values for both of these. There are a couple of other things I've done in here. I've set conditional formatting so that the earliest one to run out of stock is coming up in the darkest red, and the one that I have the longest value of stock or the longest to wait for is coming up in green. What I've also done is a setting on the pivot table. So this is on my pivot table options, and under my display I have selected to show items with no data on the rows. Now what that will do is if I have a part which is not going to run out of stock at all, then that will be shown as well with no value in there. And the conditional formatting will show as blank for that, so it won't apply conditional formatting rather than coming up in green, although that will be actually the ones that run out latest. Now let's have a look at how we did this. So after we've gone into the query and we've added the extra column, we then loaded both of these into the data model. And now in the data model, we did the rest of our manipulation. Now the first thing we did in our demand was we created our running total. Now this was done with a fairly complex calculation, but if you understand how it works, then it's fairly logical. So the first thing to do is the calculate. And what is it I want to calculate? Well, I want to calculate the sum of quantity. So that is the sum of this column here. But I want to do it with a couple of filters on it. Now the first filter is I want to apply the filter to this table, which is table demand, comma. What is the filter I want to apply? Well, I want to do it where the table demand week, which is this week here. Now that will select the whole of the weeks, and I then say is less than or equal to earlier table demand week. And what that moves me out to is the row context. So it will only select the ones which are earlier than the current row, so earlier or equal to the current row. So that will give me my running total for any weeks that are previous to the current week based upon the quantity, the sum of the quantity used. So you'll see that will actually give me a running total here. Now the other filter that I've had to apply is to match my material. So I've filtered all of the materials by the current row's material, just using the same method there with the earlier. If you want a copy of this file with that formula in it, please just pop a comment down below and I'll send it through, and you can look here in the Power Query and you'll be able to see that formula. That then gives us our running total, and the running total is specific to that particular item number. So if you notice, it goes 1 and then 6, where we have 1 plus 5, but then we have 2, but that's a different product, a different material, so that comes back as a running total for that item is 2. We then have another calculation which works out when that particular item is running out of stock, and this is a much simpler formula, and all it does, it's an if statement, and it looks at my running total and it says if the running total is less than or equal to what I've got in stock, then show nothing. Now here you have to particularly show blank and make sure you put the open close brackets or parentheses, because you can't use a null value here, and you don't want to put 0 because later on we want to set this to be the minimum value for the weeks, and we don't want the 0 coming up as always being the minimum value. Equally, we can't use a null text string because this field here, the week field, is going to contain a number. So because it's going to contain a number, we need to make sure that we're actually picking it up in the same way. That's really all we did in there. And we closed that, we came back and we built a pivot table from this, and the pivot table itself, if I turn on the field list, all I did there was I brought the material down into the rows and my out of stock week into the values. But then I right clicked on here and I said summarize by, and you can choose the max or the min here, and if I choose the min, then what it will do is it will come up with the week, the earliest week when it goes out of stock, which is what we want. Yeah, so this is showing me the earliest week at which we have nothing, we don't have enough to meet our requirement. And again, as I say, there's a couple of other things I did within the pivot table. I put conditional formatting on here, and that was done simply by going into the cell and setting conditional formatting. and I set color scales, and the first option there, where the larger number, in other words the higher week number, is in green, and the lower number, the sooner week number, is in red. I then made the changes within the pivot table settings, so the options and the display options to show items with no data on the rows. And that will also display things where I am not going to run out of stock, but they will show with an empty value here. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Like I say, if you do want a copy of this, please just pop a comment down below, let me have an email address, and I'll send it through to you. As always, thank you for listening.